The Nigerian legal circle has witnessed great hands and voices from barristers, justices of the law, many of them still active in service and some retired. But the memory of the legal advocacy to their quest for justice and equity lives on. Captured in this interview is the journey to his career path, and also in line with the special exclusive interview with retired Justice Olabode Rhodes-Vivour, CFR, is a face-to-face interview with the Managing Director of Nigerian Foundries in person of Mr. Vasily Paparoukos.
Riding through the journey of life, Honorable Justice Olabode Rhodes-Vivour on the 22nd of March 1951 to the family of Honorable Justice Akiwumi Rhodes-Vivour in Lagos Island is a sign of justice to justice. Riding through the journey of life, Honorable Justice Olabode Rhodes-Vivour is a man of progressive and successful legal career, following the lines of his father. His doggedness and dedication to service earned him so much respect among his colleagues, and he rose through many ranks to become a principal state counsel in 1984, and in 1989 became Director of Legislative Drafting. Perhaps the best year of his life at the ministry were between 1989 to 1984, when he held sway as a Director of Public Prosecution at the Lagos State Ministry of Justice. He and his teams were responsible for securing numerous convictions and uncountable victories through justice and equity. When you know the law and its interpretation, you become a force to reckon with among the people of the bench. A man with good character and valiant stand in his chosen field will definitely grow for greater feats. On the 18th of February 1994, Honorable Justice Olabode Rhodes-Vivour was appointed a judge of the High Court of Lagos State, where he performed tremendously with his wealth of knowledge through his years of legal advocacy and his eyes on the bull of justice. Before his journey to retirement in 2021, Honorable Justice Olabode Rhodes-Vivour was elevated to the bench of the Court of Appeal on the 25th of April 2005, as he was also posted to Sierra Leone Judiciary as a Justice of the Supreme Court of Sierra Leone. At his return to Nigeria after his posting, he was appointed as a Justice of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on the 16th of September 2010. So many things to write about a man whose life speaks about law. His love for the law profession and family is better by far. He retired after 45 years of active service, married to Mrs. Doyin Rhodes-Vivour son, with lovely children and grandchildren. We wish a man of intellectual strength of justice the best and better gains of retirement.
Conflicting orders of courts of coordinate jurisdiction are more pronounced during election years, like every 4 years. You have this type of thing. In about a year's time, the political parties will have their primaries, whether it is direct or indirect. Then you will start having a lot of cases coming to court. The type of cases that come to court are called pre-election matters. And these cases, these are the type of issues for the courts to resolve. One, you meet people that took part in the primaries that say they were wrongly excluded. You meet people that bring matters to court to say they won the election, the party declared someone else, things like that. Now, what happens is that these cases, like say for example, one of the political parties, they have all these problems. What happens is that these cases go to different courts. So these different courts give different judgments. So what I advocate, and I've always said it, and I've even in judgments, like if you read the Mudu Sheriff versus PDP, I've always said this, that all the cases involving these pre-election matters on the same issues, who won the primaries, who is the candidate of the party, should be sent to one judge, only one judge. So that judge gives his ruling on it. In that way, you don't have any conflicting decisions. But if Mr. A took part in the primaries, he is complaining, he goes to one judge. Mr. B took part in the primaries, he's complaining, he goes to Judge C. Mr. D. That's where you get the conflicting decisions. Okay. So it's so simple to this end. The chief judges of the states in which these cases come up in which these cases are filed, should send all these cases to one judge. And any judge that knows that a similar thing is being handled by another judge and it was sent to him, he should send it back to the CJ to send it to the judge originally seized of matters like that. But looking at that, I see that type of thing has happened in many countries in the world. And I believe the only way to solve things like that is dialogue. You see, most problems in the world are caused because we don't talk to each other. I think if we continue talking to each other, things like that will be resolved. Oh yeah, definitely. The appointing of judges is a continuing process. You improve on it all the time. And it's good to have inputs from all stakeholders. Let it not be one person sitting down somewhere and just deciding how judges should be appointed. Because there was a time when the input of the chief judge in the state where the practitioner who wants to be a judge is practicing, the input of the chief judge is very, very important in who should be made judges and things like that. But there are many, many things to consider. Very restful, very restful. No more deadlines. I rest a lot, and I think you can see I'm rested. I don't look stressed, am I? Do I look stressed? I don't think I'm stressed. You see, to answer that question, you have to look at countries that have abolished the death penalty and why they have abolished it. Let me give you an example of some countries that have abolished it. England has abolished the death penalty. France has abolished the death penalty. And many states in America have abolished the death penalty. And the main reason why they abolished the death penalty, one, is that after they have executed people, they found out that there were mistakes. That man should not have been executed. So, with my years and practice and experience, I support the abolition of the death penalty and instead life sentences should take their place. I don't support death penalty because there are also mistakes. Mistakes are made in the judicial process at any given time. The judiciary is independent as regards their performance. I mean, giving out, delivering judgments and things like that, they're independent. But where you may say they're not independent is where they have to go cap in hand to government for laggies and things like that. The judiciary has a system. There's a provision for checks and balances in the judiciary. Example, you take your case to the High Court. So if you say government controls that one, there's a provision to appeal. Does government control the appeal? There's provision to appeal, a further appeal. You can't say the government Government doesn't control the judiciary. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's time for healing, reconciliation, and more engagement with the youth, because the youth appear to have some genuine grievances. And I think the more government engages them and talks to them on a friendly basis, let them bring out their real problems so that we address properly by government. I think that will lead to a proper healing of the system. That is sub judice. That is in court. It's in court now. No, you don't talk of things in court. That is sub judice. We wait for the courts to decide. As a retired justice, that includes me. I should show example. Once a matter is in court, you don't talk about it. You wait for it to be decided. My father was a judge, so I think, yes, I like being a judge from looking at him. As a judge, writing in longhand, having to meet deadlines, doing virtually all your research yourself, those were serious challenges. And yeah, that's about all. Yes. Deadlines used to be, you stay up all night trying to get a judgment together. Things like that. Every case to me is like any other case. I don't know, I can't recall one case that stretched me or was out of the ordinary. All of them were the same. You see, in the Supreme Court handles cases a bit different. You see, 5 judges sit on the case. 5 judges meet after you sit on the case to decide how to write the judgment. So you have input from 5 judges. All of you argue to and fro. So when it comes to writing a judgment, it's not challenging. Because the judges you see in the Supreme Court are very, very experienced judges. They have been doing that for a very long time. As a matter of fact, that is the only thing they have been doing in their life. So I don't know what you will take there that they don't know. Or if they don't know it, they know where to find the answer. Let me put it that way. Let me not say they know everything. If they don't know what to write, they know where to find what to write. And they are experienced judges because they have gone through the system. They have been in the High Court for a long time. They have been in the Court of Appeal for a long time. And now they are in the Supreme Court. So if you say, what cases did you find challenging in the Supreme Court? No, I don't think there's any case challenging. But I think there are cases challenging in the High Court, not in the Supreme Court, because in the High Court, those are new judges that are just getting into their stride. Not. The year, very interesting, because the year has been a lot of COVID-19, different variants of COVID-19. You don't know what to hear. You hear this, you hear that, everything is so confused. But I think the emphasis now is on everybody should be vaccinated, I guess. Yes, that's the emphasis. Well, if they want to go into the law profession, you don't get money quick. You have to be there and pay your dues. If you don't want to pay your dues, I think you have to try some other profession. But in the legal profession, you have to be there, pay your dues, You go to court, you do a lot of research, you do a lot of reading, and over time, you will make it. You can't make it overnight in the legal profession. No. I think if you want to make it overnight, maybe a businessman, you could, I don't know, but not legal profession. Yes, my expectations, and I pray that COVID-19 comes to an end, so all of us can get our lives back and be able to travel wherever we want to travel. I don't like this. One country says bring evidence that you are vaccinated. Another country says, no, you don't need that. Another country says you quarantine. The other one says you don't quarantine. All kinds of things. So I think I would like to wake up one morning and they say there's no COVID again. Like what President Trump said, one day it will go away. I think I tend to agree with him. It will go away one day, and I hope that day is round the corner. No, there's no way primaries can be conducted, either direct or indirect, that there won't be litigation, no matter how transparent it is. Because there are some people that never agree they lost an election. So they will always go to court. But what I'm saying, you can reduce these matters in court by filing these matters before one judge. I mean, especially where the matters are on the same issues. Like if you want to decide who won primaries for governorship of Ogun State, who won the primaries in APC, that should go to Judge A. Then you go to PDP, who won it for PDP, you should go to Judge B, like that. I can't do without my wife. Yes, I can't do without my wife, my children.
Virus is really hitting very hard. This has nothing to do with the poor or the rich now. It's across. So what's your view on the effects of the coronavirus on the building and housing industry?
When coronavirus came out, I had said it's going to take at least 2 years. And I'm talking about in February 2020. And then I said world economy will take at least 5 years until 2025. A lot of people disagreed. The reason I said it take minimum 2 years is because the Germans said it, and they normally have their statistics. As an economist, I looked at it from the point of view of economics, and I said it will take another 3 years. And that's the actual reality right now. So, on and off, I believe it's already going into 2022. It will be till 2025. And we should expect in the future much more viruses like this coming, and we have to be prepared.
Does it also affect cross-border practice?
Cross-border practice has to do with us. Because in Africa, a lot of us believe that corona does not exist, or it has a minimal effect. And it has actually had a minimal effect compared to all the other countries in the world, especially the first world countries, irrespective of whether we keep statistics or not. If we in Lagos had, where we are 12 million, we had 1,000 cases a day, we would know it, irrespective of statistics. The world is moving very fast technologically to produce cheaper products at the right quality. So here in Africa, we are still, in general, and Nigeria, we have a lot of outdated technologies. And we are expecting to make miracles with those outdated technologies. Those companies that decide to upgrade themselves technologically to become cheaper, move into different materials, quality, products, and so on will survive. The remaining, who will sit and complain, we don't have enough money, we don't have this, we don't have that, will eventually die off. It's sad, but that's the reality. Usually, whenever there's a downturn in any economy worldwide, whether it was in 2008 or whatever, companies, when there's a downturn, is the right time to retool and upgrade your technology. Right now, China is sending us all the old technology which they have dismantled. And we are buying it to use it and produce, thinking we are going to manufacture and get better. Well, it's a double-edged sword.
So what are the possible impacts you think the pandemic could have on the system in the future?
Well, I mean, once you are forewarned, you need to foreplan. So in the future, well, already we know that one thing is, if you are not a resilient company, which means you are strong enough to survive, it doesn't mean making a profit, you'll be out. And what does resilience require? Optionality. Means look at all the options you have. What options, where can you go? What can you do? What can you invest in? And adaptability. If there's no adaptability to adapt to the new situations, we're in problems. So any company, my advice is, it's easy to say, yes, resilience, optionality, adaptability, but you really need to go back and sit and think about the DNA of your business and think, how will I move and transcend to that new era? Remember, we are in a new era, not because of COVID. We are in a new era because of information technology. COVID just accelerated. The options are technologically increase, be adaptable, be optional, make new products, develop new things, create actually a demand for new products. I mean, everybody, all the young people who do apps, what do? They come to you, you tell them what you want, and they create an app. That's exactly what manufacturing should do. Find out, what is the market wanting? It's difficult, yes, I agree. You have to do R&D, you have to be innovative. Hey, but that is what is the name of the game for the future of the world. It's unfortunate, but that's the case. I have to face it, I face it daily, hourly. It's good to be pragmatic. And being pragmatic, you become hopeful. And you know where the future is going. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we don't like to be visionary. Whether we are entrepreneurs, whether we are parastatals, whether we are education or whatever. Visionary means not look in the future, understand what others are doing, understand where the future is going with IT. Everything is hedged on IT. Everything is hedged on IT technology. I mean, in my own industry, as foundries, in 10 years, there will be 1/5 of the foundries in the world. Everything will be 3D printing, which means additive manufacturing. So if you don't prepare yourself, where are you going to go? So if you are a manufacturer and you don't see where the international trends of technology go and where the new products are and where the new materials are, well, sorry.
Because what's your view on physical present meeting culture in Nigeria? So do you think the digital meeting transition is well accepted?
Anything that has to do with information technology is moving very fast worldwide, much faster than we all expect. We are just taking it in small portions, but I'll tell you, it's the reality and the future reality. So yes, we can travel, yes, physical contact is needed, is very much needed, but it is the reality.
I hope you enjoyed the interview. Of course, you should be inspired by the career path of retired Justice Olabode Rhodes-Vivour. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Gladiators Track, as we bring you exclusive interview. Thank you.